use any PowerPoint, but I use the Paxo and that's it for my notes here. So to be fitting. So we, not to plug a sponsor here, but when I went to Johnson Controls recently, they have a Six Sigma banner. And one of the quotes on it is, design decisions based on facts, not opinions. Okay? So when I listen to my team, there's a lot of people that think they know a better control strategy, a better way to bolt things in, a better way to get around the rules, a better way to get more points. Yes, and 99.99% of the time, they'll try to implement it without testing it against the base case. So the idea here is that start out very conservatively, get a vehicle running, and then if you have a crazy idea and you have time, by all means, but you can still test A against B. And then when you prove it's better, go ahead and implement it. And guess what? That also makes a great piece of information for the presentations you're going to do to the judges. They love to see facts in the presentations also. So, yeah, they're shaking their heads here. So they get lots of nice cat pictures and all that, but it doesn't really, implementation time, you wouldn't want to have that. Then moving on, most of you have made a commitment here to be team leaders. And what I'm going to tell you is, from now till the time you ship the vehicle, you probably need to shift your commitment to be a goal-based, not a time-based commitment. By that, I mean, this week we have the fact that, okay, the subframe is going to be in by Friday. So if you're the team leader, even though you're in the shop, teaching the freshmen, the sophomores, where the toolbox is, how to clean up, how to wash their hands, all those wonderful things, when they all leave, and it's just the leaders left, the people that have been around, the veterans, you know how to get things done, you need to stay and finish the project so the goal is met. Because if you delay and don't finish that, it's just going to push your whole timeline back. And so I've had this discussion with, I advise 6 different teams. So this is a common goal of all the teams. The team leaders that do well and the teams that do well, the leaders stay and get the, whatever the project is for the week done till 2, 3, 4 in the morning, whatever the work night is. Because if they don't, it'll delay the project, and then they're trying to put it together at the last minute, and then they'll be middle of the pack. They won't be in the top 10. Okay. Another way, we heard about teamwork this week. So I've brought this into the story. So we were doing a ride and drive for the chancellor one year. Okay? So the controls guy thought it was to go out for one drink. He came back and he graded. So the junior woodchuck, or the junior controls guy, is left to basically get the vehicle running. So he, the mechanical people, of course, were behind, right? How many people get their stuff done in time? Mechanical people? Most? How much time do you normally give your controls people? Is it less than a day to get everything working? Is that about right? Yeah. Okay. Well, in this case, yeah, everything got mounted about 7 in the morning. The PR event was at 9 in the morning. So at 7 in the morning, there's like 15 mechanical people looking at the new controls guy like, make it run. So being realistic with the team, you need to, you know, just electrons, yeah, but it's pretty sophisticated at this point. The controls people need a bunch of time to make sure they can check everything out, make sure they have the terminators in the right spot in the CAN bus, make sure they don't have redundant, little Indian, big Indian, all those things correct. So even though they have, wait, I had one other question. How many people actually wired their hardware in the loop correct the first time? Yeah, you did, really? Yeah. Oh, okay. Well, 1 out of 16. That's so just beware. Even though you think that the control guy did the hardware in the loop, it's not going to just magically transform itself into the vehicle and work the first time. There's still a bunch of wires that will be run that have to be done correctly, and you're going to need to go through and component and by component check out that it's going to work correctly. So they need time to do that, and you need to fit that in. So right now, as you go back, some of you have some fairly long drives. You know, it's a good time to do some planning. You probably have the whole team in the van, and that timeline, that Gantt chart, and maybe you can get to the point of asking each other how long you think it's going to take to do the job, and then give the controls people enough time at the end to do a good job. And I've seen this time and time again with the mechanical people, the day of, the Argonne people arriving for the pre-inspection, like 2 hours before, and they're wrong. Yeah, so anyway. The other thing we've done is very good about is redirecting the Argonne people around the vehicle to look at other things while the controls guy is finishing his work. So that's another good plug. Yeah. Fresh cookies, milk. Always. So, and then the last one I'll have for you is just another story. So this is before now we have locked-in control strategies. Before, we were allowed, basically, you had to run the same control strategy for the event. You couldn't change it for the event, but between events, you were allowed to re-flash the controller. And so I had the controls guy do this. I've got a wonderful idea. Right? Right before the on-road fuel economy, re-flashes, of course, the only controller that had a working calibration on it. Guess what? No hybrid. No hybrid. So, well, this year we actually had you could declare a 5-minute break. So we actually went back in the shop, re-flashed the controller with the old strategy, and took it back out, and we didn't have time to take the new one out, so then we did about 50 zip ties, got it in the vehicle, got hitched in, and we got the hybrid to work. But the lesson is, I would say, get 2 controllers, and the one that's working, don't re-flash that one. Re-flash the other one, because magically, a lot of times what happens with us, there's multiple people working on the code, and there's not a good archiving system as to what the oldest build is, and so even when you think you're compiling the old code, it's not really the old code. So get 2 controllers, and when you prove the new one works, then you switch them out. So that's the last one I'll leave you with, and just have a lot of fun. I have 3 rules in my shop, right? Learn something, have fun, and don't hurt yourself or the advisor.